Today we are going to talk about unleashing basically our soul power, and I will cover around 6 benefits of aligning with your soul's purpose. What does it mean to you? What benefits there are for you when you live in flow and in alignment with your soul's purpose? We are going to explore how that can impact us when we decide to align our life with our soul's mission, what we were designed to do and to be in this lifetime. When we truly tap into our true calling and we get to express ourselves authentically. Because when we do that, when we are unapologetically us and we express ourselves in our authentic selves, we unlock a world of joy, of peace, of abundance, of flow. We are basically following the guidance from our soul to pursue in our soul's path. And you might not know this, or you might do, but sometimes it's that thing, like we need to hear things in repetition in order for it to land. And there are times that we hear something and then it doesn't have the impact that later on, when we hear it again, we're like, oh yeah, I see. Now I understand. So most people think that following our soul's path or discovering our soul's path is something like that is not easy to do, and that you have to achieve some level in your life in order to do it. But in reality, it starts as simply as expressing yourself at your core. When you communicate your thoughts, your feelings, your truth with integrity, when you embrace who you are and you embrace creativity, and creativity is just not being creative and knowing how to draw, how to paint, or all of it. Everything is creativity. When you create something, even giving birth to your children, that's a creation. So every time you are in the process of creating something, you are embracing creativity. So when you embrace creativity, when you communicate with integrity, when you align with the energy of your soul, you are already allowing your higher self and your soul energy to flow through you. And when the energy of your soul and your higher self flows through you, that's when incredible things start to happen, and the path to your calling starts to unravel. So you don't need to go on a quest or trying to find your soul's calling, or the questions for your soul's calling outside of yourself, just by embracing who you truly are, living in creativity, in integrity, and in alignment with your soul's energy, you are already aligning with your soul's calling. Now I'm going to cover 6 benefits that show the importance of aligning with your soul's purpose for your life. Is the importance for you as a soul being having a human experience. We came to this life to fulfill our calling, and obviously the contract is done. Our souls already chose the contract, but we don't know it, right? We don't remember it. So we have, throughout our life, things will happen to allow us to remember that, right? So the benefits of aligning with your soul's calling or with your soul's purpose is not so much the benefits of, for your human being. Is more so you don't feel like life is hard. It's so your soul goes through this lifetime with a sense of flow and alignment, and that you fulfill what your soul chose for you. That was something important for you to do, instead of going against the tide and feeling that life is hard. So is the benefits at a soul level. Okay, so first and foremost, aligning with your soul's purpose helps you to stop wasting time. Again, when you are swimming against the tide, when you're pushing, it's like it is a waste of time, because you're trying to get somewhere or get something that is not going to work. So all that time that you're wasting trying to, make something work, it is pointless. So aligning with your soul's purpose, helps you to stop wasting that time. Because without clarity about your purpose, you might find yourself feeling lost, feeling uncertain, feeling unfulfilled. When you start to feel frustrated and that life is running out, or certain things happen in your life, like the kids moving out of the house, and all of a sudden you lost that sense of purpose, changing jobs, a loss of a loved one, all of these things propel us to look for our purpose in life, for our soul's calling. But at the core of it is this feeling of not knowing what to do, feeling like you are lost, feeling like uncertain and doubt and worried and not feeling fulfilled. But when you are aware of your soul's purpose and you actively, with intention, align with it, you are able to listen to your inner voice, right? And as I always say, your inner voice, your intuition, speaks in whispers. So when you actively align with it, when you create the space and the intention to connect with it, then you are able to listen to your inner voice. You are able to trust your intuition, to trust the guidance that is in front of your eyes, and then take inspired action. Right? So this focused approach allows you to make the most of your time here on this earth, right? leading to a more fulfilling and purpose-driven life. So this was benefit number 1. Stop wasting time. Benefit number 2. Aligning with your soul's purpose provides you with direction, right? Provides you with the clarity of knowing, of having that inner knowing of where to go. Because part of being human is, very easily getting caught up in a cycle of confusion, and also aimlessly not being connected with a deeper purpose. So when we are too much in our mind, we get into this cloud of confusion, of not knowing, of seeking answers outside, asking for opinions, and then getting all overwhelmed with a lot of information that's coming in. And then obviously we go through our lives without a goal, without a purpose. We just live our life without being deeply connected with something that is meaningful to us. But when you align with your soul's calling, you get that clarity. You get that direction, that inner knowing of where to go. You no longer find yourself running in circles and chasing empty pursuits or chasing things that you see other people chasing, and you feel like you have to do the same. But it doesn't mean that it's good for you or that's in alignment with you, right? But because everyone is doing it, you kind of feel like you have to do it as well. But when you are in alignment with your soul's calling, you stop doing that. You start feeling the guidance and being guided by a profound sense of purpose. And it's that sense of purpose that, when you wake up in the morning and you feel excited to start your day. You can't wait. When you just, even though you don't know how things will, the outcome, you just know this is what I'm meant to do. You just have that faith in you. You just feel like you are propelled forward and that you are on your path. So yeah, benefit number 2, you start chasing things that are not for you and you get clarity and direction. So another benefit of being aligned with your soul's purpose is that you feel more happy. Yeah. Happiness is that universal goal. Everyone wants to feel happy. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter where in society you are, what's your culture, if you're a man, if you are a woman, if you're a child. Everyone wants to feel happy. Everyone wants to be happy, right? But the mistake that most of us do is that we look for it in external circumstances. or in material possessions. And we know that that kind of happiness is short-living. Yeah? When we buy something or we acquire something or we chase something external because we think, when I get that thing, I'll be happy. When I achieve that thing, I will be happy. We know that is not gonna last. As soon as you get that thing or you achieve that thing, you feel happy for a short time, and then you quickly have to find something else to chase because you don't feel happy anymore. Because again, you have that feeling that something is missing. So it's just this, cycle. But true happiness comes from within. Is when you align with your soul's purpose. Is when you tap into that joy inside of you that comes from living in harmony with your authentic self. When you feel that you don't need to pretend to be someone else. When you're not scared to speak up or to show up the way you are. That joy, that freedom that comes from being you, your true self, without fear, without constrictions, that is true happiness. That is where deep-rooted happiness live. And then when you tap into that happiness within, it becomes a constant companion on your journey. It's not short-lived because it's within you. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you achieve. It's within you. Because you are being yourself, your true self. You just feel joy for being who you are. So it's always with you. Always. So this was benefit number 3. Increased happiness. Benefit number 4 of aligning with your soul's purpose is that it raises your hopes. Whenever we face challenges in our lives or setbacks or obstacles or, hardships, hope is the thing that helps us keep moving forward. When we lose the ground beneath our feet, when we feel lost and not knowing what to do, tapping into that unexplainable feeling of hope is the only thing that sometimes we have to help us carry on. And when you are aware of your soul's purpose or your soul's calling, and you are aligned with it, you are able to see the infinite possibilities that lie ahead of you. And that comes from having hope. Your dreams, your aspirations, your desires, they take shape. And hope becomes the driving force behind your actions. even when you don't know how things will work out, even when you don't know how you're going to make it, when you have hope, you carry on no matter what. You just know somehow things will work out. And when you do have hope as your ally, you are able to cultivate the motivation and the passion that you need to turn your dreams into reality. And the motivation that you need to overcome the challenges and the setbacks and be able to overcome those difficult times when you feel lost and you feel you don't know how you're going to make it. Hope is really important. And only when you are aligned with your soul, only when you believe that's more than there is to be in front of our eyes, and that this body is just not a body, right? It's just not a thing like when you die, that's it. When you believe that there's something else beyond this, then you have hope. Then you have faith. And the more aligned you are with your soul's calling, the more hope and faith you have, the more trust you have. So this was benefit number 4. It raises your hope. Benefit number 5 of aligning with your soul's purpose is that it changes your perspective about your own definition of success. Because we know that society makes us believe that being successful is only achievable when you hit certain marks, right? So when you have certain recognition, when you achieve certain status, or when you achieve a level of wealth, that's when you are successful. Or if you follow I don't know even who invented this, but the blueprint of you going to school, then you finish school, you go to uni, and then you get a degree, and then you find a partner, and then you get married, and then you have child number 1, then child number 2, perhaps child number 3, all the whilst you are building a career, and then you achieve a certain level in your career. And that's what society believes is achieving success. However, when you align with your soul's purpose, you start to understand that success doesn't look like that. That success is so deeply personal and unique to each individual. What for me means a successful living or being successful is different for what you believe or what you feel it's what aligns with you to be successful or to live a successful life. And more so, the more we are connected with our souls and the more we are aligned with our soul's purpose and ourselves ourselves at a soul level, we start to understand that chasing materialistic stuff is not what is important. It's like it shifts our perspective from success coming from these external validations of wealth and status to what's important with us, to us, right? What's in truth with our needs and our desires, and being ourselves without trying to please people or fake the way we are, just so we get to those societal expectations of what labels people as successful. So by forging our own definition of success, we are able to break free from those societal expectations and embrace a path that aligns with our authentic self, with what truly matters to us and what we are truly, who we truly are at a soul level. So this was benefit number 5. We redefine our definition of success. Lastly, aligning with your soul's purpose helps you to live a life without regrets. And I think that is the most important thing. You know, regret can weigh heavily on our hearts when we realize we've been chasing after things that are not important to us, or never been important to us, or that don't hold true value. You know, was just something that you thought you should have, you know, done. And also regrets related with the way we lived. I think that is even more important. You know, I would hate to be on my deathbed and looking back at my life and regretting the things I didn't do because I was so worried about what other people will think of me. The adventures I wouldn't go, or I didn't go because I was too scared, or the times that I didn't spoke my truth because I didn't want to feel rejected. You know, I would hate really to be in that position and just thinking, I wish I could have done it differently. I have so many regrets about this and that. And I think, you know, when we see ourselves in that position, and it comes back to thinking of ourselves in those late years of our life and asking ourselves, how do I want to be remembered for? And did I live a fulfilled life? If there are regrets there, they can really be heavy, I believe. And I also believe when we are aligned with our soul's purpose, you are able to see what truly matters to you. So you live your life doing the things you want to do, being honest with yourself, being true to your feelings, to what you think, to what you need, to what you desire. So when you live doing those things, when you live being true to yourself and, you know, doing the things because you want to do without worrying about what others will say or you speak your truth, or you just embrace who you are without caring about being a people's pleaser, when you get to that point and you ask, do I have any regrets? Did I live according to what I wanted? If I could go back, would I change anything? I believe the more we embrace who we are and the more true we live with who we are, the less regrets or the less chance of having regrets we are going to have. Because we get that clarity about what truly matters to us. And we live in alignment with that. So in moments of doubt or difficulty, I would invite you to tap into your intuition, connect with your intuition, and ask yourself, will I regret if I do this? Will I regret if I do that? Will I regret if I give up? By staying connected to your purpose, you'll always make choices that are aligned with who you are, with your values, with your aspirations. And I believe that ultimately that will lead to a life lived with no regrets. And so I think the benefit number 6 of aligning with your soul's purpose, that is to live a life without regrets, is the most important benefit that you can have. Because then you can free your soul. So your soul can transcend to the other plane and rest in peace. If you have regrets, I believe is really difficult for the soul to make peace with it. And then it stays longer to make sense of things instead of, going on the journey that the soul has to go in order to reincarnate again. So yeah, that's what I meant at the beginning of this class when I said these benefits is not so much to please or appease to our humanness, but more so at a soul level. So we can live as souls, to live a life here that is easier, that it's not hard, and then that allows us to fulfill our soul contract and also free our soul from bringing stuff into the next reincarnations. What is important to remember is that the journey towards aligning with your soul's calling, with your soul's purpose, it's a deeply personal one. Mine will be different from yours. Yours is going to be different from your partner or from your children. It's very unique and personal. And for that exact reason, it requires a lot of introspection. Going within, asking the questions, living the questions, ultimately embarking on a journey of self-discovery and being willing to embrace your truest self with your golden aspects and your shadow aspects, because they make you. They make you. Even that you believe or you grew up believing that some aspects of you or some traits that you have are bad or not acceptable, by society or the way you grew up, they are part of who you are, and embracing them, it makes everything much easier for you to then align with your soul's purpose and then unlock, that inner joy, that inner happiness, the peace and abundance that you've been looking for. And abundance, not in a materialistic way again. You might, there are so many people that have so little wealth in terms of money and possessions, and they feel so abundant. Because abundance is not only about money, it's about the love you have surrounding you, the support system that you have, the relationships that you have, your family circle, your friendship circle, the work that you do, the community you live on. Abundance is so much more than just money. And I think there is this misconception that being spiritual aligned and enlightened and abundance and prosperity, you get all of these things and then you're going to be rich, is not only about the money. And true people that are spiritual awakened, they realize, again, their definition of success, their definition of abundance, their definition of prosperity has little to do with money. Right? But more than what you feel within. The feelings, the good emotions that are abundant in you, that overflow. And because they overflow, they touch the lives of the people around you. So I would invite you to take a moment today to reflect on your own journey. Perhaps consider the immense benefits that, await you when you step into alignment with your authentic self, and therefore you are following your soul's path. Just go within and reflect on it. Will be very interesting to know. And also, remember that when you align with your soul's purpose, with your soul's calling, you step into the full potential of who you are. And I think that's the ultimate calling. Just be who you are. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this class was a good one and that made sense. Let me know in the comments.